Hello scrappers and planet lovers, Tin Man here with another video. So behind me here I have 11 power bars that I have found while scrapping. They do come in different sizes and styles, and power bars are an item that I do find quite often on garbage day. People throw them out for various reasons, and what I want to do today is a small experiment. If I was to bring these 11 in whole, I'm going to get electronic weight price. And currently right now it's about 6 cents a pound. So these in their entirety weighed 19 pounds. So what I want to do is a small experiment comparing that price with the great copper wire that comes from these, as well as the great brass in there as well. Both of those items, the prices have significantly gone up. So want to see how much more money I make separating those items. They are very easy to take apart, so I'm going to do that right now for a few of these, show you how to identify the material, separate it properly, maximize your profit, and more importantly, divert as much of this away from the landfill as possible. So before I begin, I do want to say that a lot of my scrap items, I do check to see if they work first. There has been a lot of items like vacuum cleaners or items like those that are simple, just a hose has a little piece of debris in there, easy to clean up. Fans, for example, as well, can easily sell those in good workable condition. Power bars, I do not try and resell them. They've been thrown out for a reason. Some of them could have a loose wire. This one, for example, just to show you, you can see the burn mark there. So these are not going to be resellable, and I don't want to try and potentially put a buyer at risk for fire or any other type of damage, so they're just going to be scrapped. And as mentioned, you can see behind me, I have already taken a few apart. There are some that are several prong. I have had some that are two prong. And the first one, this one I'm going to look at, this is just a surge protector. I have already removed the cord, but this one right here, you can see the brass connected to these prongs here. This brass is going to be yellow brass, and currently right now in London, Ontario, it's going for $3.33 a pound. So I do have right back here a beautiful collection already from 8 of them that I've already taken apart. This one also has a battery in it. So this one, just going to take out the battery. These batteries do have the sticker on it there, PB for lead. So these you want to make sure stay out of the water system. And I get about 15 cents a pound for these at the scrapyard. Usually these work out to be about $3.75 a pound. I'm not going to factor this into the experiment. I just wanted to show this power bar. I did factor in the cord for it, but you can see it does have a really nice circuit board in it as well. Some really nice clean aluminum there. That's going for about 60 cents a pound. Several little pieces there. My MOSFETs that you can see right there on the bottom. That is going to be number 2 copper, and currently number 2 copper going for $5.30 a pound. So I make sure I get all those items off of there. Any type of your circuit boards, great source of scrap. And I do have several videos talking about circuit boards, how to upgrade the value of them, what goodies to take off. And I will include the link to those in my description. But I am going to just right now put this off to the side. I do have another circuit board too that came off of one. Not going to factor in these little spools of copper. They also can have gold. And this one too, this prong style, did not put this into the experiment. But there is right there, if I turn this to the sides, you can see the yellow brass glistening in there. So I will remove those. Probably going to use this in another video talking about different outlets. So great brass in there as well. Okay. And this item, just going to quickly just take a pair of needle or side cutters, put safety glasses on. And all this does is it just pops right out. So there it is. Nice piece of yellow brass. I'm going to put that in the bucket. Okay, they will just fold out. You can see, grabbing it. It is going to be sometimes connected to some wire, but side cutters, just folding it like that. Look how nice and easy that is. Pulling that out, just some beautiful brass. And in our scrappers world, brass is considered our scrappers silver, copper being our scrappers gold. But again, great price for sure. Want to make sure I get as much of this out as possible. And as mentioned, I do find these quite often. So that is great. Pulled it all out. Unfortunately, this is going to be going into the garbage. Our municipality does not take these and recycle them. So there is some waste here, and I will factor this into the experiment. I believe there was 6.4 pounds worth of plastic. Okay, but again, glad I got this battery out of here. Keep it out of the water system. Okay, these two are more of your common types. Some of them do have the screws on the bottom. Some of them, like this one, does not have the screw. But the wire here, this is going to be classified as 40% appliance wire. And currently, right now in London, Ontario, all of this wire you see here is going for $2 a pound. So a lot better than bringing this entire thing in as e-waste for sure. There are a lot of scrappers who will actually just drive around now and cut the cords off. And that is a great item. But again, a lot of my videos, I talk about how much scrappers are passing up. All other items do have items in there. Vacuum cleaners, people say that they've passed up the motors because they are now aluminum windings. And some of them, it is true, but the armatures still are copper. And there are also other goodies in there. So don't just pull the cord off and take that. There are goodies in all the other ones, and that's my opinion. There are some people that scrap different, but again, 40% appliance wire. I do also pull off the brass prongs that you see here. Gonna throw those into my brass as well. Just gonna show you, very easy. Take my side cutters again, pull it, twist, pops off. Look at that, nice brass here. Okay, so this too is gonna add up into my experiment. Okay, and I've done that for all of these. Again, sometimes you have your 3-prong. Coated brass does not have to be separated, okay? So that will be the same as my yellow brass, okay? Same category, same price. I have had a question from several viewers asking me if they have to separate that, and the answer is no, okay? I did also remove the screws. The screws I'm gonna throw into my tin, get about 10 cents a pound for that. Easy way to, as I'm scrapping, put them on a magnet. These magnets come out of my magnetrons. Okay, so easy way to store them, easy way to pack them, and then I put them into a nice tin can. But this one here does have screws, so I can take the time to unscrew it. This one here, I don't see any screws, so very therapeutic. Just gonna actually put it on my vise here and give it a little bit of a hit. Make sure I have safety glasses on. Okay, so it's gonna just pop out there. There it is. Again, some more plastic, but inside there is my power bar. Just gonna grab that beautiful brass. There it is. Okay, and I'm just gonna pull it. There it is, pulling the last one out there. I gotta make sure I get my wire. There we go. So look at these nice pieces of brass. I'm just gonna cut as close as I can to the wire. Okay, I'm gonna make sure I have my wire here. So again, 60% appliance wire, or sorry, 40% appliance wire, $2 a pound. Okay, getting out my copper, or brass, sorry. There are as well little switches. The on and off switches do have brass in them as well, you can see. And I will actually just pull them. Sometimes these are actually copper. I'm just gonna grab one, just pull it out, look at that. So it all helps, very easy to do. Okay, I'm gonna put that in there. I'm gonna take this one as well. I do want to check, it is brass, I'm looking in there. As mentioned, some of them are copper. And the rest of that, gonna get that circuit board, put it into e-waste. This e-waste gonna go for about 5 cents a pound. So want to take as much out of the landfill as I can. This wire, I'm also, even though it is small, gonna throw it into my 40% because it does all add up. Okay, this one, as mentioned, does have screws. Just gonna show you. Sometimes they are a few safety screws. Okay, and I also want to, while I'm on the topic, some of these were actually not plastic shelled. This one here was tin, so this was another style. Put a magnet to it, it does stick. So again, some more tin on this. Not gonna factor this into my experiment, but glad I can get some scrap value on that and not have to put it into the landfill. So again, as mentioned, there are lots of different styles of power bars. I am very interested to see the final weights, okay? But again, similar, here is my little switch. These switches do have a little bit of copper inside of them as well. Just breaking those with a hammer, and I'm gonna show you that in a second. Okay, but again, look at that, nice brass. Very easy to take apart. So this entire experiment, when I did it off camera, did not take me long at all. Okay, so there we go. Awesome. Okay, just gonna quickly show you this opener here, or this button top style. I'm gonna hit it with a hammer just to show you what's inside for those that are curious. Okay, there we go. So there is obviously some brass connectors on there, but what's interesting about these as well, you can see that little circle there, it has a smudge on it. That is silver, that's a silver contact. I will cut those off and put them into a silver recovery bin. This is gonna be, this other strip is magnetic. Putting it up to, some of them are, sorry, this one is not. Yes it is, sorry, it is. So gonna be a little bit of tin, but wanna make sure I take off that brass as well as some silver. So if you're into micro scrapping, I do have videos on that as well, talking about different places you'll find free silver. We'll include the link to that. Okay, but moment of truth, gonna get my scale. Here it is, scale. Gonna just first do all of the brass that I have, setting this to 0. All right, this is gonna be great. So as mentioned, 19 pounds whole, 6 cents a pound for e-waste. Gonna first look at this bin, put it to 0 so it's accurate. So here we go, putting all of my pins in there. Okay, all right, $3.33 a pound. Show me that money. There we go. So yellow brass, as well as, so right there is 10 ounces. Okay, I do also have my prongs there, 0.4 ounces. So again, it doesn't look like a lot. I do have a nice big bucket of these. They do add up quickly. Okay, and the last thing, my 40% appliance wire, gonna put this back at 0 at $2 a pound. Here we go. So looking forward to this. Some of them are a bigger wire than others. Look how long some of these are. Some of them are very short, but at $2 a pound, I have 6 pounds, 2 ounces. So right there alone, over $12 just from these cords. That is great. Look at the size of this cord. Okay, so very easy. Okay, so it all adds up for sure. So $2 a pound for that, 6 pounds, 10 ounces of yellow brass. Again, some tin here. Just gonna shove that on just for the view here. You know, 5, 6 ounces. The battery, keeping this out of the landfill, and gonna make a little bit of money for this. 3 pounds for that, okay? And unfortunately, a little bit of waste. As well, still haven't even gone through some of the copper from these. So just a small experiment to show you how easily and effective and a good idea to take apart your power bars. You will find them often. Make sure you don't try to resell them because of the potential of fire hazard. But again, great prices for all of these items, worth the scrap value, worth the time and effort. So quick video, hope you enjoyed that. Please comment down below, like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Tin Man out.